What's up, YouTube? Today I want to talk about something that's not discussed too often. I want to talk about my compensation progression as an engineer. This is not something that's often discussed publicly, and asking directly is often, it shouldn't. I'm not sure about other countries, but it's definitely the case in the United States. If it was brought up as a topic, somebody's just like boasting about their salary, or it's within a group of their close friends. So if you want to know somebody's like annual income, you kind of have to guess from their profession, and then just like Google it afterwards. And I find this very weird. I feel like salary should be discussed more openly. Um, I'm not saying it should be part of the greetings like, "Hi, my name is Jeff. I make 75 grand a year." But I think people should be able to talk about it more openly, like "Hi, where are you from? How old are you?" kind of thing, and people should be able to answer without hesitation or without judgment. And I want to know how much people make, not because I want to judge them secretly, but it's more for like a career's sake. Right now, comp plans in most companies are not disclosed publicly, so people have to play all these like guessing games during like the first job offer or like during the performance reviews. It can also lead to awkward situations when you find out your coworker is making 30% more than you, even though you have the same responsibilities and same job title as him or her. Um, yeah, that's just awkward. And these can all be avoided if companies just disclose all the numbers, and people didn't have this weird stigma about talking about salary. I think I'll make another video regarding what I think about this situation. So by disclosing how much I make, I think it gives people a better idea about how much engineers make, and what the progression looks like for an engineer in different industries. So if people are thinking of a career switch into an engineering, they would be better prepared to about what to expect. I was definitely curious before I made the switch into software engineering. All right, enough talk. Let's do this. So here are the initial numbers. I'm going in order of after graduating college. So these two were when I was working in the hardware test industry. Since it was a testing industry, it exposed me to a whole bunch of other industries like electronics, automotive, medical, and all that cool stuff. And because of the exposure, I got to see the different types of engineering out there and what industries kind of expected from you. Um, but with all the few years under my belt, I think those positions were pretty junior. Nothing too exciting with regards to the pay, and I guess one thing to note is the lack of real growth in the pay. Yeah, so then I transitioned into the first IT job, my first software engineering job, and yes, my pay decreased a little bit, but I had zero leverage because I knew nothing about the industry. I had almost no experience to be of use. So yeah, I'm just grateful to the boss gave me the chance and the opportunity to learn so much. He exposed me to so many different concepts specific to IT and software engineering. So that was great. So after gaining some experience, I wanted to explore a bit more. So I decided to attend a boot camp, and then after 3 months of intense learning experience, I landed a job at an ad tech company. And this is where I started to get a glimpse of the crazy amounts of like opportunities in the software engineering world. The first pay I got was 107, which is a whopping 80% increase. I was kind of shaking in excitement when I first got the offer through the phone call. But this is where I made the mistake. The guy who gave me the offer, asked me what I was looking for, and I was nervous. I said, 100 to 115, just having this surreal moment because of the numbers I've never dealt with. And the guy was like, "Cool, let's take the middle and go 107." And that's how I totally blew my first negotiation for a higher base. This number will later affect things down the road, and I'll talk about it later. So I start working, and I'm working pretty hard because I'm thinking I'm getting paid almost double from what I got before, so I need to output more. Um, Definitely the wrong mindset, but it actually paid off because the manager was willing to give me a raise the next year. They offered me 115, which is a 7% increase. Not great, but it's not bad. Learning from a mistake previous year, I just decided to negotiate it a little bit, and I said something along the line that other companies are offering more for the same position I had and the same responsibilities I had. So I asked for something like 135. So they said they couldn't increase the base, that much, but they could work out something using, performance bonus. So the base would be 120, and the rest could be, made up with, performance bonuses that will be given out on a quarterly basis, and the numbers would kind of like, add up eventually. And so in the end, the numbers turned out to be around like 132, which is, pretty close to 135 that I asked for initially. But it was a totally different situation. Having a base of 135 is not the same as having a slightly less base with performance bonuses that make up for it. Base means that you get paid that amount whatever you do. It's the base. Whereas having a bonus as part of your the comp plan, things are not guaranteed. You have to make sure you'll be getting that bonus either through things like setting up milestones, meeting reaching that milestone, kind of following up with your managers to actually get that bonus, and it's just extra work. So yeah, that's why it's good to understand the different comp structures so that you know how it would affect your work and your motivation. So now back to the initial number of the 107 back in 2017 when I first got the offer. That was the first comp I got when I started working this place, and through hard work and negotiation, I was able to bump it up to 120, which is pretty good, which is 12% increase. But because companies do comp increases based on percentages, the second year comp could have been much more if I negotiated the first time around. I mean, in the second year, I was offered 115, which is the number I could have gotten in the first year if I negotiated properly. And if I had 115 going in, the same 12% increase would have resulted in 129, which is almost like a 10 grand increase. So just a small mistake in what I did in the first offer stage just resulted in a lower pay throughout. And yeah, that's why you should always negotiate. Not even negotiate, just ask. If you just ask, it will open up a conversation. But if you don't ask, yeah, it will never happen. Companies will never offer just free money just because. So on to the next pay. COVID happened in 2020. There was a recession, so that prevented pay increases. Pandemic is still happening in 2021, but I did get promoted and I got a nice pay increase. I tried asking for more, but because they installed like a standardized pay structure, there wasn't any wiggle room, which is what I was told. Oh yeah, so on top of all this, because I'm working in a place that offers stocks, those are offered on top of the comp that I described earlier. It's not guaranteed that these are going to be liquidated, but it's another thing that you should ask for whenever you have the chance. Yeah, and now I just pray that my company goes public. So this was my comp history as a hardware and software engineer for the past decade. What did you think? I hope it gives a better idea of what to expect if you are considering like a career switch. Looking at websites like Glassdoor or Levels, it's not the most convincing because of so many factors like location, time, and just general credibility. So, well, to me at least, it would be so nice if companies just posted all the salary and the benefits, so we all don't have to play this weird guessing games and all these negotiations. All right, that's it for this video. See you next time.